Hey guys! So today we're going to be reviewing The Boy. Now, I personally was really excited to see this movie because it looked like something new, something that I'd never seen before, so I was really excited to see this movie, and when I walked out of the theater, I was really disappointed. And just a quick heads up before I continue this video, if you don't want to be spoiled, please click out now. This is your spoiler warning for the video. Anyways, continuing on, The Boy is a story about a girl named Greta who is dealing with an abusive ex, and in order to get away from him, she decides to go to England to become nanny to this family, and they have a child named Brahms who is 9 years old, 9-year-old boy, and she finds out that Brahms is a doll. And so the parents end up leaving to go on some business trip or something, I don't know. But they end up leaving, and they leave Greta with a list of Brahms's activities and his routines that need to be followed through. And they tell her that it's not good to stray away from this list because it gets him, Brahms, upset and angry, and he does like angry, mean things or something. I can't remember, but something like that. So while the parents are away on their trip, Greta starts to, become more acquainted with the house, and she treats Brahms like a doll. She totally ignores the schedule, and she becomes more acquainted with Malcolm, the grocery delivery boy, because this house is like out in the middle of nowhere, and Malcolm comes and delivers their groceries to them, so they're out in the middle of nowhere. So she gets to meet Malcolm, and she becomes more acquainted with the house, and just totally disregards Brahms' schedule and disregards him as a human being, treating him like a doll. Which obviously doesn't sit well with him because a lot of freaky things start happening, such as Greta getting locked in the attic and a lot of loud pounding knocks on the door, and she mentioned that she liked peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and all of a sudden there's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches outside of her bedroom door. Like, that's weird and freaky. Now, it turns out that the parents who are off on their business trip were never on a business trip to begin with. They literally left a letter, and they filled their pockets with rocks and left to drown themselves and commit suicide. Like, we don't understand why at first, but I'll get into that later. Plus, Malcolm and Greta begin to get more intimate with each other, and I think the funniest thing, and this, I don't know why, but this makes me laugh all the time, but as soon as they start to get like freaky intimate, there's like a loud pounding on the door, and it's like Brahms is like, yeah, no, not in my house, so he's pretty much like cock blocking them. It makes me laugh every single time I think about that. So the parents are out committing suicide, and Greta finds out from Malcolm that the real Brahms actually perished in a fire back when he was 9 years old. So the parents treat this doll of Brahms like the real Brahms. Okay, so the last quarter of the movie, basically the abusive ex, can't remember his name for the life of me, but he comes to the house that Greta's staying at in England with the intent of bringing her back with him so they can have a relationship again, and she's like totally against that, and Malcolm's like, yeah, no dude, bye-bye. And the abusive ex gets killed, and then we find out that Brahms is a grown adult living in the walls of the house, and he tries to kill Malcolm and then tries to kill Greta, and just all this weird stuff happens. Now, when the movie ended, as I said before, I walked out disappointed. And I was with my friend Danny at the time, and I just started hysterically laughing because all of a sudden I came up with a short plot summary for this movie in my head. And I don't know why, but it made me laugh because my plot summary was: girl becomes nanny to life-size doll, finds out that real child is a grown man hiding in the wall like a hermit, messing with the people in the house by moving this doll around and screwing with them psychologically. Now, getting back to the parents, yes, the parents committed suicide. Did they know that Brahms was hiding in the walls? Yes. They left Greta for Brahms and then went and committed suicide. So, in order to rid themselves of him, they committed suicide. Why did they commit suicide? They didn't have to die. They could have just, I don't know, called the cops or could have like left the house and moved somewhere else, or maybe they were just like so psychologically damaged by Brahms that they thought that if they went anywhere else they might have him follow them to this new house if they moved somewhere else. Like, I don't know, but honestly, tons of other options in this situation, but it's a horror movie, and horror movies do things like that, and yeah, horror movies do things like that. At the end of the day, this movie really didn't make that much sense to me. It was kind of jumbled, more jumbled than The Forest. Like, The Forest, for the first 3/4 of it, I was getting it. I was, like, you know, aware of what was going on. And then the last quarter of it, it was basically like the director and the producers were like, okay, we don't know how to end this, so we're just gonna, like, throw all this in here, and hopefully the audience gets it. Whereas The Boy, it was like that for like the entire movie. There was not a lot of backstory. There was not a whole lot of description of backstory so that we had an idea of what was going on. The only backstory that I ever really heard was Greta talking about her abusive ex, what's his name. So yeah, but anyways, that's all I have to say about The Boy, you guys. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it like 1 out of 5 stars, because I personally wouldn't watch it again. It wasn't near as good as I thought it was going to be, for obvious reasons I'm stating on this video. I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, other people might like it, so do what you want, but I personally didn't care for it. But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as I hit my fingers on my closet door. And yeah, I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. Oh, and leave in the comments below what movie you would like me to review next. Talk to you guys later.